Every man on that observation deck held his breath, not because someone told them to, but because the silence demanded it. 16 Navy SEALs, 3 Marine Corps scout snipers, 2 Army Delta Force observers, and a handful of range officials stood motionless, eyes locked on the spotting scopes and high-powered optics aimed downrange into the Nevada desert. 4,000 meters away, nearly 2.5 miles, a target no bigger than a man's torso shimmered in the heat distortion rising from the sand. And standing at the firing line, alone, was a woman they'd been calling Native Ghost for the past 3 days. She didn't look like much. 5'7", maybe 130 pounds, soaking wet, with coal-black hair pulled tight into a braid that fell between her shoulder blades. Her cheekbones were high and sharp, her skin the color of desert clay kissed by the sun. She wore standard-issue BDUs that hung a little loose on her frame, and her boots, scuffed, worn, broken in like old leather, had seen more miles than most of the men standing behind her had logged in their entire military careers. Her name was Kaya Whitehorse, 26 years old, daughter of a Navajo father and a Lakota mother. Raised on the Crow Reservation in Montana, where she learned to shoot before she learned to read, where the wind was a language and the land was a teacher. And right now, every set of eyes in the U.S. Special Operations sniper community was on her. Windage holding at point 3 from the west, called out Lieutenant Commander Marcus Reaper Kane from behind the spotting scope. His voice was steady, professional, but there was an edge to it, a tension that hadn't been there 3 days ago when this whole thing started. 3 days ago, when he'd laughed at her, when they'd all laughed at her. Kaya adjusted her position behind the Winchester Model 70, a rifle that looked ancient compared to the high-tech precision instruments the SEALs carried. It was her grandfather's rifle, hand-modified, hand-tuned, the barrel replaced twice, the trigger smoothed down by 1,000 hours of careful work. The stock was worn smooth where her cheek pressed against it, the wood grain visible beneath layers of oil and sweat and time. It wasn't supposed to be here. She wasn't supposed to be here. The U.S. Navy Special Warfare Development Group, DevGRU, the Tier 1 unit most people called SEAL Team 6, didn't invite civilians to their advanced sniper qualification course. They didn't invite women either, even after the combat exclusion ban was lifted. And they sure as hell didn't invite some unknown girl from the Montana backcountry with a hunting rifle and a chip on her shoulder. But 3 months ago, a video had surfaced online, grainy, shot on someone's phone from a deer stand somewhere in the Bitterroot Range.